Welcome back to another Ab Nation video. Today we talk about the Montreal Canadiens news following by my main concern and the preview game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston Bruins. Montreal Canadiens announced Alex Newhook is going to be out for a minimum of 4 months, obviously, with the Montreal Canadiens. And then they announced the defenseman Caden Cooley is going to be out for an extra 8 to 10 weeks with the Montreal Canadiens. This is a 2 uppercut that Montreal don't need at this moment when they have a difficult week when they lost by the score 5-1 against the Kings and the Dallas Stars 7-0. This is not good news for the Montreal Canadiens to have Newhook out for 4 months and Caden Cooley for 8-10 weeks. Now, the Montreal Canadiens announced they call up for the Laval Rocket the number 49, Jared Davidson. Davidson have a great year so far with the Laval Rocket with 9 goals since the beginning of the season. This is a winger center, can bring some kind of sparks for the Montreal Canadiens. The key now is to know exactly with who is going to play Jared Davidson against the Boston Bruins tonight at the Bell Center. That's all we got for today, guys, for all the news about the Montreal Canadiens. My second subject is all about the Brendan Gallagher. Yes, the Warrior. The number 11 this season, it's not looking good. 0 goal and 17 games since the beginning of the season. His last goal is 27 games ago. This year, he has 0 goal and 7 assists for a total of 7 points. And this is not good enough for Brendan Gallagher. We know Gallagher scored 21 goals last season with the Montreal Canadiens. Now, his contract finished in 2 years. At the end of the season, 2026-2027. His AAV is $6.5 million per year. And his percentage on the AAV is 6.3 per year. This is a lot of money for a guy score 0 goal. And and we love Gallagher. We know what he brings for the Montreal Canadiens for so many years. He turned 34 next May, and at the end of his contract, he's going to be 35. He played his entire career with the Montreal Canadiens. Draft 147 overall pick in 2010. He played his 14th season with the Montreal Canadiens this year. About his stat and his milestone he can accomplish with Montreal. First of all, he played already 851 games. Is shy of 149 games to reach a total of 1,000. But here's the bad news for him. If he play all the rest of the game this year, and he play all the game next season, and he does not miss any game, his total is going to be 998 games with the Montreal Canadiens, and he become the 6th overall players with the Montreal Canadiens play the most game with this franchise. He scored 239 goals with the Montreal. He is only shy of 11 goals to reach the milestone at 250. And finally, he has 471 points, and he's shy of 29 points to reach the milestone of 500. And if he does it, he will become the 25th players in the franchise history of the Montreal Canadiens to reach a total of 500 points with the Montreal. But behind this, my concern is honestly this season. He has the same time average per game with the Montreal, but obviously he has 0 goals. For me, I believe Montreal Canadiens are going to keep him 1 more year. His role is going to be lower and lower with the Montreal, and I believe at the end of his contract is going to be the end of his career in NHL. But why coach? Because of his speed and the way he plays on the ice. It's getting harder year after year for him, his shift are shorter. And I think for me, one extra year next year, it could be the end of Brendan Gallagher and NHL at the end of the season 2026-2027. And finally, my last point of the day is about the preview between the Montreal Canadiens and the Boston Bruins. This is the first matchup between both teams, and we know this is the one of the biggest rivalry in hockey for many, many years. And the Montreal Canadiens not looking good in the last couple of years. First of all, in the last 10 games, Montreal have a record of 2-7-1 against the Boston Bruins. It's not a good sign when you play 2 bad games this week and you play again a hot team in the NHL. Boston Bruins have the same number of the points of the Montreal Canadiens, win 7 of the last 8 games. They have a record of 7-0-1 for the Boston Bruins. Then the Montreal Canadiens are 9-1-1 this year. Again, a team was not in the playoff last year and the season 2024-2025. So this is a good news. Montreal looking great this year. Again, those teams. We'll see how they're going to do again the Boston Bruins. Now, Montreal need to bounce back. We're looking for a good performance tonight. We want Montreal to play a solid game, a 60 minutes. Montembeault return between the pipe. Decision of Martin St. Louis. Davidson will be in the roster. The key now is to know exactly Martin St. Louis, what kind of line is going to create against the Boston Bruins without Newhook now and with Davidson, who is going to play with Kapanen and Demidov. Is it possible he changed Kapanen and then he used Demidov, Doc, and Bolduc? We don't know yet. We're going to figure out this tonight before the play-by-play, and I invite all of you to join me live at 7 o'clock p.m. tonight. You know, every game I do the play-by-play for the Montreal Canadiens, and that's it. That's all for this show today. Another Ab Nation. Now is your turn to let me comment below this video about the Montreal Canadiens injuries, about Brendan Gallagher, what it will be the next move for the Montreal with Gallagher, and finally, what do you think Montreal is going to do tonight against the Boston Bruins? Don't forget, please, to subscribe, click on the like, and of course, become a member of the Hockey Nation. Until the next time, my friend, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessing day, mes amis.